Ich bin jetzt auf der Gamescom und keine Ahnung, ich dachte, ich mache einfach mal so eine kleine spontane Aufnahme, wie so das ganze Gefühl hier ist. Und ich habe auch gerade eben Sidonie schon gesehen. Ich würde sagen, wir laufen jetzt einfach mal hin und sagen Hallo und überfallen sie ein bisschen. Sidonie, hallo!
Hi Marvin!
Wie geht's dir? Du bist die ganze Zeit auf der Nintendo-Stelle und machst alles klar und ist alles gut? Hast du Spaß?
Ja, ich habe total...
Warte. Das ist Mario. Komm, wir gehen mal zu Mario.
Okay,
Hey Mario, I'm a huge fan. Hi, it's so nice to meet you.
Hello, Super Marvin. How you doing today?
What are you doing on Gamescom?
Oh, mamma mia. You know, it's an odyssey. I got a lot of adventures to do. Yahoo! Oh, starting with Save the Princess. Ha.
Of course, I'm not with Mario, but I'm with Charles Martinet, the voice of Mario, the voice actor who always been the voice. And maybe for those who do not know you yet, would you just introduce yourself with a couple of sentences?
Sure. It's me, Mario. Woohoo! And Luigi too. Ho ho! And Wario, hey for today. Yahoo! And well, Luigi, you never mentioned me first. And baby Luigi. And baby Mario. Let's go. Yahoo!
For how long have you been the voice of Mario now?
Mamma mia, you know, I think I was cast 27 years ago. 27 absolutely magical, joyful years ago.
And could you tell us something about the auditions back then?
Oh my goodness. Well, sure, I just walked in and crashed the audition. And I talked for long enough till the tape ran out. And then I got ready to just go back to the beach. And he got on the phone, called Nintendo and said, I found our Mario. I got him. And that was many, many wonderful years ago.
Have you some kind of favorite story you love to tell when talking about your work for Nintendo?
You know, I don't know if it's a story so much as it's so many years of joy and fun. I get to work with the most wonderful creative people at Nintendo. We have great sessions, and then getting to meet journalists and people at events like this, going to Comic-Cons, and also, you know, the process of just meeting fans and people for whom my work and the work of so many people here has an effect and touches people. And, you know, to know that you do what you love to do, which is what I do, and know that has the effect of making people smile a little bit, that's a very gratifying feeling. It's very wonderful.
Something I always wondered about was, now there's a coming Mario game, Mario Odyssey, and are you always recording the same sentences for every new game again and again?
Oh, there are some really great new things in this game. I think, you know, the thing is, this is an adventure like none other. So there's a lot of things in there that I think are really magical. You know, the first second I walked in the studio, I saw the first animation. I knew that this game was going to be something that is beyond anything I've ever experienced, and it's lovely. It's absolutely magnificent.
Talking about the Mario universe, Mario is the hero of a whole kingdom, saving the princess over and over again. Even though everyone is talking with him in whole sentences like we do, Mario's just always repeating the same sentences over and over again. Why is that? Why do you think is that?
You know, I'm the luckiest guy in the world because I'm a voice actor. I don't have to worry about anything. After so many years, I have such trust and joy in doing what I do. And I know that there's a reason for it. And I think if Mario was speaking in full sentences, it would change the nature of the game itself. So I'm like the dog on the surfboard going in towards shore. I'm, you know, oh boy, look at that. Oh boy, look at this. Oh, a starfish, a butterfly. You know, I just get to completely enjoy that ride. And I have such great trust in the creative teams in Nintendo and in Japan and Germany and America, all over the world, that the passion and love for the game that everyone feels is what is going to come through in the end, you know, and the small part that I do in that, I'm just extremely grateful for.
Are there any sentences you'd love to hear from Mario?
Oh, the ones that I love are things like "Here we go, woohoo," and I love that. "Ow, ow, 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 ow." Yeah, I have so much joy and so much fun in doing everything. But I have like I say, I'm a voice actor, so I see a script and I go for it, and then we improvise, and then we have fun, and ideas bounce around all over the place. It's a wonderful thing. Yeah, I think it's really important in the creative process to put your ego aside and to put the process in the center. It's that way in life. That if you want love, you can't go, "What can I do to get me love?" You're never going to have that. But when you just jump into love and you love, or you give, or you care, and you express freely, then you're in your moment. And life and acting is very much that. It's being in that moment, doing what you do. I always say acting is like a dog chasing a ball on the beach. It doesn't think about anything except the ball and getting it, and that's my job.
You just said that you improvised some kind of parts. Are there some improvised parts from yourself that are already, how do you say it, classic?
I don't know. Perhaps something like spaghetti, ravioli, mamma mia.
Coming to the community questions, Lenny asked if there are any characters you played or dubbed you think yourself is underrated.
Oh gosh, that's a very interesting question. Absolutely not. I am the luckiest guy in the world. I get so much recognition for the little things that I do. Making a video game is years and years in the making. It's the creative process from idea to paper to electronic to 1 dimension, 2 dimensions, 3 dimensions. Years of making it so that if you turn left or right or go in or backwards, that world continues with the same level of integrity and power that draws you into that moment and into that adventure. And you have this magnificent music that lives to that integrity. So I just come in for 4 hours and do a little session and go, yippee, and I get such recognition for that. So Mario is my life, and I absolutely am grateful for every minute of it.
Something I wondered myself about was when looking at your Wikipedia page, there weren't so many titles at the list. I was wondering if you're just working for Nintendo, or are there any other projects you're working on as a voice actor?
I've been doing acting for 42 years. And, as you get to a certain place in your life, you start just doing what you love to do and not doing other things. I did Skyrim, I did a Parthenax and that, and a Bit Trip Runner, the series coming out on a Nintendo Switch too, and that's a joy. It's always fun to do a little project here and there, but my heart is with Nintendo, my joy is with Nintendo, and that's what I do. And when I'm not working with Nintendo, I'm traveling the world, or going to Comic-Cons and meeting fans and doing things that I just love to do.
The next question comes from Trajo. He asks if there are any moments in your life when you hate being reduced to being Mario.
That's a lovely question. Absolutely none. Mario has given me so much. I do what I absolutely love to do, and this is what I encourage all of your friends and everybody to do, is do what you love to do. Follow your heart, follow your dreams, and build your passions and explore your life, because this is a very short and fast adventure. And you should profit and enjoy from it as much as you possibly can.
So we're getting poetic. I like that. Thomas asked, talking about anything you can imagine, not just video games, not just Nintendo, anything you can imagine. What character would you love to lend your voice?
Well, I'm already doing the one that I will. That's, I love doing Mario. I just, to me, the joy, the happiness, the fun, the optimism, it's just such a gift to just, an actor goes into that personality of himself, into the truth of the core of the being, whether it's our goodness, our evil, or whatever it is. I have the great fortune of playing the character that I love the most in the universe, which is Mario, and I always aspire to be more as a human as he is, more human, more joyful, more full of optimism and innocence. Life happens, and we all have the same, the same loves, the same sorrows, the same adventures, but in different manifestations. But we're all the same family, So that's the member of the family that I want to be most like.
Would you say you have become Mario, or was Mario always part of yourself?
Yes.
What?
It's a give and take thing. I looked immediately for the sense of joy and fun in myself, and as I perform this role over the years, I find that I want to become more of that joy and that fun. And so it's a character that gives me so much, because I believe that in chosen innocence. I believe in optimism, and even when things are dark, that there's always light, and to always find that light, So we both give each other so much.
Seeing Mario, who's a very cheerful character, as you just said, and seeing yourself, who's always very cheerful, could you imagine voice acting a very dark character, one who's more like depressing or sad?
Oh, sure. It's acting. There was a jazz singer, a blues singer named Faye Carroll that I used to go see in San Francisco at a club called the Caracole, and she would sing the most dark, sad, bluesy song, and everyone in the room would be crying. And as soon as she'd finish her last perfect note, she'd have this enormous smile and go, "Thank you. Thank you," and this beautiful smile, and her body would change, and she'd, like a butterfly, open up, and people are crying and applauding, and you go, "Oh yes, she's performing." And there's a beauty to knowing when you're performing and when you're in realness, and she gave that, and I love that.
What would you say is the biggest challenge in being a voice actor?
Well, that's a very good question. In the paradigm of our world, where it looks like everything is solid or liquid or fluid or air, it looks like acting is the most competitive field there is. 99% of actors are unemployed 99% of the time in Hollywood. So it looks like it's a competitive and impossible field to possibly get into. But I still believe that when you live your dreams, your hopes, your desire, when you explore your passion, and when you process through your negative emotions and go into the lighter side of who you are and know yourself, and you start to just be that person that you are, living your potential and following your dreams, the universe kind of says yes, So you have to get rid of your own negative beliefs about a starving artist. You can either do what you love in life or you can make money. You can either do what you love in life or have success and have joy and fun. There's a notion of creativity that is very much lived by so many artists, Rodin, Picasso, that you have to suffer for your art. And my joke is, I suffered for my art. Now it's your turn, because you can also create from joy. You can also create from fun. And that's, I think, one of the things I learned the most from Mario. You can be fun and creative and joyful. It can all work together. And I think as a voice actor, or any type of actor, or any type of artist, you can fall into the idea of well, you can't do that and make money, or you can't do that and make a living, or, oh my gosh, it's competitive. So I've got to go in there and I've got to do the best voiceover job ever. I've got to find exactly what the client wants. But that's not acting. That's trying to please somebody. The same way as, I know, the way I'm going to get this person to love me is to bring flowers every day. No, that's not making someone love you. That's bringing flowers every day, But when you're in the moment, when you're the dog chasing the ball on the beach, what I want is the ball, the ball, the ball, the ball. Then you're doing your art. You know, so it's a paradox because in order to get a job, you have to stop trying to get the job and be in the moment.
Having a little tear in my eye.
It's a big explanation, but that's voice acting, or that's all types of acting. That's all kinds of things in life, you know. It's just being true to yourself and being in that moment, you know, is where you are in your sense of power.
Coming back to the community questions, one last one was asked. Basically, it's the same one as before, but focus on video game characters. Is there one you'd love to dub, or can you imagine creating or voice acting another Nintendo character, for example, which is not found yet?
I have the luckiest life in the world, and I don't have any, you know, there's nothing that says, oh gosh, I wish I could if I could only do that, you know. Nah, I'm so happy. I play all these wonderful characters. I love them all to pieces, and, you know, and each one has been a gift. You know, I did Mario, and one day, I was doing it live, and I got a phone call, and Mr. Miyamoto would like you to play Mario in a game, and I'm, woohoo! And then one day I go in and there's fantastic Wario as a real-time animation system, and then one day there's a Luigi. Then one day I go into to record a game and there's wah, Luigi. You know, it's just been one gift after another, and the baby's in a game, and so it's just one gift after another. I am content.
When reading this question, I asked myself, are you playing video games in your everyday life, in your private life?
I love playing video games. I love playing Mario games. I don't play them very well. I can always find out that the princess is not in this castle. And I often see, and when I'm doing Mario Kart, a little U-turn come down, and I'm confused. And why is this coming down? I know I'm going. It's all about the fun, isn't it? Not how well you do it, but that you do it and love it.
There is a mashup coming now with the Rabbids franchise. Could you imagine Mario being with another franchise at some point?
You know, I'm the luckiest guy in the world. I'm a video game actor. I get to do the voice, and that is something I don't even think on those realms. I think about the joy and the fun and the next travel and the next pleasure and the interaction in this moment. I just don't think in terms of like, oh boy, I wish there was, you know, because that's what they're whole creative teams and business teams, and that's what they do, and you know that's their world and their dream and their vision, and that's what they do, and I'm so grateful for people like that. And I'm so grateful that allows me the chance to just do and be myself. And say, here we go, woohoo!
We actually are coming to an end right now. I just thought to myself it would be quite nice to hear, are there any advice Mario would like to give our audience?
Have fun, you number one! Woohoo! See you in my games, ha ha!